If I'm being completely honest with you, I was scared to hit record today. I actually had to sit with that fear for a minute before I turned this camera on because I realized something. I'm not scared because this is a bad video. I'm scared because what I have to say, it's heavy and it cuts straight to my bone. If you've been following my What America Taught Me series, you know how I operate. I process my experiences as an immigrant woman, as a Haitian immigrant Black woman out loud. I do not sugarcoat it. I don't make it pretty so just people feel comfortable. But today, I need to talk about what my 29 years of living in America has taught me, specifically about the weight that Black women are forced to carry in this country. I have been sitting with so much heavy grief lately. Yesterday, I watched Jasmine lose her primary. I watched a woman pour her absolutely heart and soul into serving her community. I watched her do the work. I watched her show up. And I watched her get rejected. Not because she wasn't qualified, but because she wasn't deemed palatable enough for white voters. She was labeled too aggressive. She was labeled too much. And it hit me so hard because it is a cycle that we watch happen over and over and over again. Black women doing everything right, operating in pure excellence, and being punished for it. Let's just call a spade today. America's greatest asset, the foundation it always falls back on, is white supremacy and racism. Because I didn't grow up here, and I am not numb to this. I see it clearly. Historically, Black women have been the backbone of this country. They carry the movements, they carry the culture, they carry the economy, yet they are constantly the most overlooked and the most unprotected. And this erasure doesn't just happen in politics. It doesn't just happen in the workplace where you get passed over for promotion. It literally happens inside their bodies. It happens in the healthcare system. When you look at the research, the medical system in America has a terrifying history of ignoring Black women. I spent a year and a half complaining about pain before someone finally listened to me. We see it in the maternal mortality rates. We see Black women are ignored when they say that they are in pain. The system has weaponized the strong Black woman trope. They tell you you're strong, so they expect you to endure pain that no one else is asked to endure. But I recently discovered another layer to this, and it completely blew my mind. I have been going through my own perimenopause journey recently, and I started doing the research for my own body, and I stumbled onto the statistics for Black women. Here is the reality of what the research says. Black women get the absolute shortest end of the stick when it comes to menopause. Studies show that Black women experience perimenopause and menopause symptoms for a significantly longer duration than any other race, sometimes up to a decade longer. They experience severe hot flashes. They experience it more intensely, and yet they are the least likely to be believed. They are the least likely to be properly treated. They are the least likely to be given access to the specialized hormone therapies they need. The system doesn't just exhaust Black women mentally. It doesn't just exhaust them financially. It literally leaves them to suffer physically longer than anyone else. And then there is the financial gaslighting. This is a country where every single time they talk about government benefits, they falsely claim that Black people are the majority group sucking up all the money. They paint this picture with food stamps, with welfare, with housing, The lies continue to be perpetrated to make it seem like Black people are a drain on the economy. But let's talk about the real welfare queens in America. The biggest welfare queens in this country are wearing suits. They are billionaires. We have billionaires who are literally having their electric bills subsidized by the government just to run their massive data centers. They start these tech businesses. They get billions of dollars in government subsidies. And they promise the public, we are going to create 10,000 jobs, 15,000 jobs. And what happens a year or two later? They lay off 5 to 10 times the number of people they promised to hire. They make massive, unprecedented profits out of these government subsidies. They keep the profit, and on top of that, they pay zero taxes on it. But for some reason, we are supposed to believe that people of color are the problem, that Black people are the biggest threat to this country's economy. It is a distraction, and it is a lie. They love to tell us to pull ourselves by our bootstraps. They say, get the education, pull yourself up. Well, I don't want to talk about we right now. I want to honor Black women in this. Although I am a Black woman, I want to talk about my observation, what I have specifically been watching play out for the 29 years I've lived in this country. They tell Black women to pull themselves up by the bootstraps. And what do Black women do? They do it. Even as single mothers, they raise their children. They manage to put them through college. They completely forget themselves. They put their own desires and their own dreams on a shelf just to change their family tree and create a legacy. And their children go on to become nurses, doctors, lawyers. This is beyond pulling yourself up by the bootstraps. They are excelling. They are excelling in education. They are excelling in sports, in politics. They are fighting for the very soul of this country. When Kamala Harris was running for president, over 90% of Black women showed up to the polls. They laid it all on the line to try and save this country. And for some reason, despite all of that sacrifice, Black women never get the break. They never get the softness. They never get the care or the consideration that they deserve. Instead, they are labeled too aggressive. They are labeled not palatable, when all they are doing is showing passion and pouring their soul out. You know what happens when Black women actually do exactly what America asked? When they pull themselves up and start the business? The system moves the goalposts. They dismantle what you just built. So you have to keep starting over and over and over again. In the past, they did not hide it. They literally took matches and burned down Black Wall Street. Today, they don't need matches. They are burning down Black Wall Street a different way. They burn it down by making sure that Black businesses do not get funding. Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in this country. But they get less than 1% of venture capital. They burn it down by ensuring Black women do not get scholarships, by making sure predominantly Black colleges do not get funding, by making sure that Black women with student loan debt, we are eligible to have those loans forgiven, and we are blocked in the courts. Even right now, amazing small online businesses are being forced to close. hair care, clothing, skincare. With the economy and the new tariffs, supplies have gotten too expensive. I buy handmade soaps from a small Black-owned business, and recently her inventory just got so much smaller. I can tell that she is having to pivot her entire business just to stay afloat. She is doing everything right, but the lack of funding and the rising cost of supplies are suffocating her. And here's the most insidious part of it all. I remember always wondering something. Why is it that anytime a law is passed that is supposed to be great for Black people, it always comes with strings attached? Why are these laws and programs always written in a way where it's not only Black people that benefit? They always make sure another group can qualify for it. Take DEI, for example. DEI and affirmative action, for example. Do you know who the number one group that benefited the most from affirmative action actually was? It wasn't Black people. It wasn't Black women. It was white women. We never get anything that is specifically written to benefit Black people exclusively. And the reason I bring this up is because as they are actively dismantling DEI today, those same non-Black groups who benefited are getting hurt in the process. White women are getting hurt by the erasure of DEI. But here is the cold, hard truth. The system doesn't care. The cruelty of white supremacy is at such a level that even when they do something to hurt Black people and it ends up hurting someone who looks like them, they do not care. It's like they are checking boxes. Are Black people going to be hurt by this? Yes. Are white people going to be hurt? Yes. Okay. Well, which white people? Are they millionaires? No. Then that is a reasonable casualty. They view everyday white people losing protection as an acceptable casualty, as long as it maintains white supremacy. So when are we going to realize that all of these narratives are just distractions? When are we going to realize that for all the love, all the sacrifices, all the time that Black women have poured out, laying down their bodies not only to save this country, but to save the generations coming after them, they are owed so much more? I didn't just come on here today to talk about the pain. I come on here to say thank you. Thank you to the Black women watching this. Thank you. Thank you for the exhausting, invisible labor you do. Thank you for the educating. Thank you for the education you continue to provide freely on the internet. Your voices and your unapologetic truth-telling have kept me awake. You have made me more aware of the reality of the ground we are standing on. I want you to know that I see you. I see the exhaustion. I see the grief of watching your excellence get punished. You are not shouting into a void. I am in this fight right alongside you doing my part. If you are a Black woman watching this, please protect your peace today. Please rest. You cannot save a country that does not want to save you. And if you are anyone else watching this, open your wallets. Support that Black-owned business right now. Share their content. Hire them. Pay their full price without asking for a discount. Because they are fighting a system designed to make them fail. And they are still producing excellence. Give them their flowers while they are here. All right? Now, this was day 64. I'm Webley. I show up here daily, imperfect on purpose, so Black women, especially immigrant Black women, see proof that you can start ugly, skip the tech drama, and build your next stream of income online. If this helps, subscribe because I will be back tomorrow.